News at 7. Senate confirms Joash Amukiton as INEC chairman. As world marks World Food Day, experts crave global collaboration to achieving sufficiency. Court-ordered medical panel declares Nnamdi Kanu fit to stand terrorism trial. And from the foreign scene, chaos erupts as Kenya police clash with monarchs paying homage to late Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
Good evening and warm welcome to the news. Kunle Ariyo is my name. The Senate has confirmed Professor Joash Amukiton, the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The Red Chamber confirmed Amukiton following a voice vote conducted by Senate President Godswill Akpabio and after undergoing screening and answering questions posed by the lawmakers. The screening session focused on Amukiton's vision for credible elections, his plans for institutional reforms within INEC, and measures to deepen the use of technology in Nigeria's electoral process.
After the conclusion of the screening exercise, I dare to ask, will the Senate approve the confirmation of the nomination of Professor Joash Ojo Amukiton, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, for appointment as the chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Professor
Following his confirmation by the Senate, Amukiton will oversee preparations for upcoming Osrc governorship elections and lay the groundwork for the 2027 general elections. Against the backdrop of ongoing strike by members of Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, the federal government has restated its resolve to enforce a no work, no pay policy, warning that lecturers who down tools joining the industrial action would not be entitled to salaries for the period of the strike. This position underscores government determination to curb what it describes incessant disruption in the nation's university system. Our correspondent Abidemi Akindotoye examines the roots of this policy and its far-reaching effect on the academic community. Her report.
Union of Universities and the federal government. The recurring conflict between Academic Staff Union of Universities and the federal government has once again taken center stage over a long-standing tug of war over better funding, welfare, and autonomy in Nigeria's tertiary institutions. The no work, no pay policy, now a flag point of contention, traces its origin to Section 43(1)(a) of Nigerian Labour Act, which stipulates that workers who do not render services during a strike are not entitled to wages. Originally designed to discourage frequent industrial actions in essential sectors, the policy was first applied to university lecturers during the 1993 ASU strike under the military regime of General Sani Abacha. Since then, successive administrations have repeatedly invoked the clause, most notably in 2013, 2020, and 2022, each time sparking outrage amongst union leaders and academics. While government insists it is enforcing an existing law to maintain discipline and productivity, ASU argues that the policy is a form of economic coercion that undermines genuine dialogue and collective bargaining rights. The effects have been far-reaching and prolonged strikes, unpaid salaries, strained relationships between the government and the academic workforce, and massive disruptions in students' academic calendar.
They are fighting for their rights. Let me put it that way. Because it's their right to get their entitlements paid by the federal government. So if they are telling them that no work, no pay, it's uncalled for and it's unconditional. So the only way they can checkmate the federal government for their abnormalities. So when they go on strike, the government will now consider them, they will now sit together, discuss the way forward. So if the government they are now saying that they will not pay for them, it's unfair.
Some residents who spoke with Osrc called on the federal government to exercise caution, saying the law empowers it to withhold pay, but such measures often deepen resentment and delay resolution. They advise that constructive engagement remains the best approach to resolving labor disputes in the education sector.
I believe a form of negotiation and engagement would have been a better option, because when you are going to strike, it will affect the students. The students will be the one that will suffer. So I don't believe strike should be an option, though it's part of the option, but it shouldn't be the number one option as far as I'm concerned.
Talking about the rate of unemployment in town now is discouraging. Then coupled with the delay of time for those that are even interested in pursuing their dream through education. So it's highly discouraging.
At Federal University of Technology, Akure, Futa, the ripple effects of the strike are clearly visible. Postgraduate student Temidayo Ilayat expressed frustration that the ongoing strike has cut her off from her project supervisor, a situation she says has stalled her research work and extended her academic timeline.
If there is strike like that, it won't be effective, because seeing your supervisor one-on-one is better than sending it to him. It won't be as easy, but when you're seeing, that I'm seeing for a particular purpose, and it will hasten your work faster.
As the standoff continues, stakeholders urged both parties to prioritize the nation's interests by finding common ground. Ultimately, lasting peace and progress in Nigeria's university system will depend on mutual trust, genuine commitment to agreements, and a shared vision for sustainable academic development beyond the cycle of strikes and the recurring inversion of no work, no pay. Abidemi Akinrotoye, Osrc News.
Collective contributions and collaboration are key to achieving food sufficiency in society. This is a message from Nigerians as the world celebrates World Food Day across the globe. Omoni Beijing has details.
World Food Day is an annual celebration which holds every 16th of October and serves a global platform to spotlight collective actions and progress in building sustainable food system. This year's theme, Hand in Hand for Better Foods and a Better Future, underscores the importance of global collaboration among governments, organizations, sectors, and communities to build a peaceful, sustainable, and food-secure future. This aligns with the belief of many Nigerians who see collective efforts as a pathway to end food scarcity in the country. Vice Chairman, Women Wing of Ondo State Agricultural Commodity Association Saye Afilaka stressed that intervention, mechanized farming, community support for land availability, private sector involvement, and improved security are vital for food sufficiency.
We still want government intervention in the area of tractorizing our land. It costs a lot to clear lands. We need the government intervention in the area of irrigation, so that we can have all-year farming. It's not going to be... Farming has gone... The world has gone beyond seasonal farming. It should be all year round, because food is we eat all year round. We don't eat in a particular season. We eat every day. So farming should be all year round. This is where we need the intervention of our government for irrigation to assist the farmers, because it costs a lot to irrigate the land. It costs a lot to tractorize. So we want government, and also security.
Chairman Board of Trustees of Pastors for Farmers in Nigeria, Zacchaeus Adiboriota, was captured on his farmland, emphasized the need for everyone, regardless of profession or class, to engage in farming for a better food system and a better future.
No farmer, no food for every human being in the world. And moreover, you can see that food is getting high price in everywhere in the world, which is not supposed to be so. Because all of us are rushing to the government, searching for government work, government work. Moreover, it's good to do the work of the government work. But they have to support themselves with small farm everywhere. In Nigeria, we are having the best land in the whole world. Best land. A land who have manure. You can see the bush everywhere is green. So we need to, both men and women.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, Foluke Tunde Daramola, and Coordinator, Food and Agriculture Organization in Ondo State, Dr. Abel Odeyemi, highlighted the importance of joint efforts as promoted by Ondo State government.
Talking about collaboration on all levels, local, state, federal, words down to the grassroots. It's all about collaboration, partnership, and we coming together to ensure food security at all levels. That's just so that we can kick poverty and malnutrition out of the society.
We have food availability, which will lead to food sufficiency, and food sufficiency will lead to food security. And the attainment of food security is what we are all after, so which is linked up with this hand in hand for better foods and better future.
The message here remains clear. Achieving food security requires everyone's hands on deck. With collaboration between government, private sectors, and individuals, Nigeria can move closer to a future where no one goes hungry. Omori Olahungbiji, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria loses a staggering $10 billion, approximately 3.5 trillion naira annually, to post-harvest losses. Up to 50% of total harvest is lost due to poor storage facilities, inadequate transportation, and inefficient handling practices. As a result, farmers struggle to make ends meet. Millions go hungry. Food insecurity deepens and economic instability worsens. Osrc's Ademu Mitaiwo reports.
Agriculture remains the bedrock of Nigeria's economy, providing livelihoods for over 70% of the population and contributing about 25% to the nation's gross domestic product. Despite its critical role, the sector grapples with multiple challenges, including low productivity, poor infrastructure, inadequate technology, poor soil health, and limited access to extension services. Food processing and post-harvest losses are the wastage and deterioration that occur during the handling, storage, processing, and distribution of farm produce from harvest to consumption. These losses may be physical or involve a decline in quality or nutritional value. Agricultural experts note that post-harvest loss is a complex problem that demands a multifaceted approach. They emphasize that investment in infrastructure, technology, and capacity building will significantly reduce losses and improve food security in Nigeria. Experts also urged farmers to make better use of available local solutions while calling on government and policymakers to provide training and resources that will improve post-harvest handling practices.
There are places where plantain, all right, gets spoiled during this season. Why? Because they find it difficult to move it from their farms to the market. In the market, you know the amount. You know, a bunch of plantain goes for as much as 4,000, 5,000 now. But there are farms in those states here where those things are getting spoiled as a result of the fact that there are no motorable roads and the means of transportation in the area are Okada. And these Okada people charge exorbitant prices to the extent that many farmers would believe that it is better they sell it cheaply, or sometimes they even leave it to rot away.
Most of these agricultural products are seasonal. We need to find a way to reduce the rate at which they go into that degradation. And that is where post-harvest technology comes in. It's a big problem in this part of the world, most especially in Nigeria, because most of the post-harvest technological methods require a lot of money, which makes them beyond the reach of farmers generally.
We have not really adopted technology into agricultural farming, especially post-harvest processes and activities. For like developed poets, some of developed poets, they process their food on the farm. You don't necessarily have to bring them to the municipal or to the urban area to do processing. There are some primary processing that can be done. So some of these minor or little machines that we need to process on farm, adopting the cutting-edge technology that is prevailing to convert some of this food from their raw form to a primarily processed form that can make handling easier are not being done.
Mr. Ayodeji Olayinka highlights the challenges farmers face in food processing and post-harvest management, exploring the causes, consequences, and possible solutions.
When we talk about post-harvesting loss, you see, the major problem that the farmer faces in post-harvesting losses as a result of, some of the crops that we are planting on the field, they stay so much on the field. Are you getting it? Why? Because farmers think there is no storage facility, so they tend to leave their crop on the farm. Government should try to provide storage facilities for the farmer. They should try to make funds available for the farmers to build adequate storage facilities.
Enhancing agricultural productivity in Nigeria requires a comprehensive strategy by integrating improved technology, irrigation, extension services, and strong policy support. By tackling these challenges and leveraging growth opportunities, Nigeria can increase crop yields, reduce losses, and promote sustainable agricultural practices. Achieving this will demand a collaborative effort between the government, private sector, and development partners, all working to support farmers and strengthen the nation's food systems. Adewumi Taiwo, Osrc News.
The Nigerian Medical Association has informed the Federal High Court in Abuja that the illness of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is not life-threatening. The medical panel set up by NMA President says it had completed the health assessment ordered by the court on the IPOB leader and found that Kanu is fit to stand trial. Kanu's trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, had directed the association to independently assess Kanu's health status following conflicting medical reports presented by the defense and the prosecution. Kanu is currently being prosecuted by the federal government on charges relating to alleged terrorism. The court therefore approved that a private meeting be held within the courtroom with only Kanu and his lawyers present on 22nd October ahead of the resumption of the trial on October 23rd. Lagos State government has faulted the National Assembly over the proposed Central Gaming Bill, warning that its passage would violate the Nigeria's constitution and a subsisting Supreme Court judgment. The State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Lawal Pedro, made a position known, declaring the move by the National Assembly a voyage of unconstitutionality. Pedro warned that if the National Assembly proceeded with the bill, the consequences would be grave. The Central Gaming Bill 2025 seeks to establish a comprehensive regulatory framework for online and remote gaming, aiming to replace the previously repealed National Lottery Act of 2005. The proposed legislation is also to regulate the operation and business of online gaming across the state in Nigeria, including a specific provision for activities in the Federal Capital Territory. We'll now take a break now. When we come back, we'll give you more stories. Please do stay with us.
All bets on sports.
One is fair.
Huge winning.
One is fair.
High odds.
One is fair.
Fast pay.
One is fair. One is fair.
Bookmaker Company.
Go.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Ondo State Governor Loki Ayedatiwa was commiserated with the Akinkugbe family over the passing of their patriarch and matriarch Olu Dolapo Akinkugbe and Janet Akinkugbe, describing them exemplary figures whose lives made remarkable impact in education, medicine, and humanity. The governor, joining a condolence visit to the family at Victoria Island, Lagos, described the late traditional chief, a man whose influence continues to reflect in various sectors across the state and the nation. The governor highlighted the deceased's immense contributions to the establishment and growth of University of Medical Sciences Ondo, especially the pharmacy department, describing it one of his enduring legacies. Reflecting on the passing of the couple almost at the same time, the governor said it might have been a divine will. Governor Ayedatiwa described the loss as both painful and reflective, urging the family to take solace in the good and impactful lives their parents lived. Speaking on behalf of the family, the son of the deceased, Mr. Inka Akinkugbe, appreciated the governor for finding time to visit despite his tight schedule.
I had the opportunity of meeting him at least once before this passed to glory. It was a nice experience for me because it was an occasion where a foundation was established to support the educational system. Not just educational system, but in the area of giving life, supporting man in the area of health and education, the University Teaching Hospital, or rather, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo. In fact, a department, pharmacy department, was also set up by him, and he gave good money to support the institution. That is a great legacy. As long as that institution is in existence, that will remain one of the legacies that Baba's name will be remembered, apart from all the things he has done. God knows better why it has to happen at the same time. Maybe just to make the burial easier for the children, so that he won't be doing multiple burial events. And I know this will be brought together for ease of having family together. Everybody will come together. It's a celebration of life. We're not going to cry, we're not going to mourn, but I know that on that day, by the time the body will be lowered to Mother Earth, you are there, tears will come. And after that, you still dancing by dancing your days play. So I wonder why it's always like that. That is just it. We are human. The loss will always get to us. Not that we are being grieved because of any other thing. The loss, the departure. And I know that it has impacted way beyond where you find bliss in the sum of the Lord. So I pray that God will grant every one of you the fortitude to bear the loss. And the soul of Papa and Mama will also rest in peace.
And we'll move to the foreign scene. Huge crowds of mourners in Kenya have been left screaming after police fired gunshots and tear gas in a stadium where they had gathered to see the body of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. 2 persons were shot dead, while several people in the arena located in the capital, Nairobi, were reportedly injured in the chaos as security officers sought to disperse the surging crowd. Odinga's body was flown back from India, where he died on Wednesday, with thousands of people waiting at the airport. The public viewing finally began in the evening after the chaos in the stadium had subsided. The throngs of people at the country's main airport forced the authorities to briefly suspend flights. And we'll go straight to sports now. Morocco's under-20 is set to face Argentina in the final of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup after dramatic penalty shootout win over France in the semi-final. Morocco and France ended their tie 1-1 after extra time. Thereafter, third-choice goalkeeper Abdul Hakim came on late and made a decisive save in the shootout, sending Moroccans through. The Atlas Corps made history as the first Moroccan national team to reach the FIFA World Cup final for the first time.
We will have this semi-final decided by penalty kicks. The number 6 from Bologna, Naim Bayar, and he says, yes please. He hasn't scored at this Under-20 World Cup, and he's not scored the penalty either. And Morocco have made history. They're off to their first ever FIFA Under-20 World Cup.
With that sports, we have come to the end of the bulletin this evening. But before we go, let's take a look at my point. We told you that Professor George Amokiton has been confirmed the ceased substantive chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The confirmation of Amokiton followed a screening session by lawmakers at the Red Chambers. We also told you that stakeholders have called for collective efforts across board to achieving food sufficiency as the world commemorates the World Food Day. Also, we told you that a court-ordered medical panel has declared the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, fit to continue facing ongoing terrorism trial. Also, from the foreign scene, we told you that Kenya police have opened fire, killing 2 persons as they tried to disperse a crowd of mourners who gathered for a public viewing of the body of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And that's it on the news at this moment. Well, thank you for being a part of it. Good evening.
Go.